Hello, everyone. For Christmas, I went back home to see my family. As you can see, I have two little brothers that are 3 and 4 years old. And when I'm back in Belgium, I love spending time with them. I just find children so fascinating. One day, I was staying with the two of them while my dad and my stepmother were both working. And during the day, my little brothers asked me a couple of times where their mom was. I explained to them that their mom was working. But around the end of the day, one of them told me something that particularly caught my attention. He told me, now mom has worked enough. She needs to come back home. Okay. In front of this, I stayed silent. I stayed silent because he just made me realize two interesting things. First, that he's definitely not the one paying the gas bill in the house. And second, he made me realize something that I rarely question. As I grew older, I was taught to prioritize work over almost everything, because it's what matters in today's society. You know, things such as engaging in a demanding university degree and do what my teachers, my boss, sometimes my parents expected of me. I realized that over time, all of these expectations guided me in a constant race for recognition. And every year, during our family Christmas dinner, I get reminded of that race for recognition with one simple question, which is, and you, Slaven, what are you doing? If you didn't know it yet, this question is basically the polite form to assess your future success in life. And I'm always wondering, what if they would ask the same question to my little brothers? What do you think they would answer? Something like, oh yeah, for the moment I'm doing a bachelor in puzzle making, and next year I'll probably do an internship to learn how to use a fork. But today I realize that my desire for success is increasingly less driven by interest. I realize that half of my dreams are simply expectations that I've internalized over time. In front of this, I started asking myself, what can children teach us? And I believe the most important thing we can learn from children is the fact that they do not see themselves in the eyes of others. To explain this, a psychologist named Philippe Ronchard placed babies from different ages in front of mirrors, trying to identify different stages of self-awareness. What he realized is that around 5-6 years old, there is a switch. Before this, children have understood that the person they see in the mirror is them, and is going to stay them forever. But around 5-6 years old, babies start hiding their face when they see their reflection. They become mirror shy. And this is because they've reached the final stage, which is understanding that everyone can see the person that they see in the mirror. They've just realized that everyone can see them. Scary. And from that point, children increasingly start caring about the way they're perceived, therefore the way they act. And in this learning process from children to adults, I believe education encourages children to meet social expectations, to care about their image. Let's just analyze the change from kindergarten to university. In kindergarten, children play and discover the whole day. If they're tired, they stop. If they're bored, they change. And if they really like something, they give it 100% of their time and their attention. In the university, it's quite different. We're asked to sit and listen. We're taught knowledge that are considered valuable in today's society. We're expected to work harder than others. And university even teaches us what is considered as success and failure. Oh yeah, I forgot, we also have limited time left to do what we actually like doing. I'm sure that a lot of people here have stopped their passion, like a sport, playing a music instrument, or even painting, just because they didn't have the time to do it next to their studies or their job. In other words, education taught me to switch my priorities and forget to accord time to what I truly appreciate. it taught me to meet these social expectations without giving a true meaning to what I do. And I don't understand why today I use my ambition and my desire for success as an excuse to be unhappy. The scary result of this is that today, only 20% of employees are passionate about their job, which means that on average, 4 out of 5 people here with me today wake up every morning spending hours doing something that they're not passionate about. On the other hand, I truly understand that as adults, we have responsibilities, that a lot of people don't have the choice to study that hard or to work that much. But my question here is, how did it become a norm? Everyone should be able to set time aside to do things that matter most for them. Because at the end of the day, doing what makes you smile is the best motivation to eventually get where you want to be. But okay, let's go back to my little brothers and what they can actually teach us. There was a period where every morning I used to spend 15 minutes trying to convince one of my little brother to not go to school in pajama. Really, it was impossible to make him understand that we all need to dress a bit nicer when we go to school. He just didn't care, really. He was simply doing what felt good and comfortable, I guess. And for those who are wondering, yes, one day we went to school in pajama. Okay, that said, my point here is that because children haven't internalized these social expectations, they're focused on doing what they want, what they like, no matter how it might be seen by others. And I believe this is one of the reasons why children seem way happier than us adults. And I see it coming already. People will tell me, yes, it's because there is plenty of things that they don't need to care about. And yes, you're right. But don't you think that adults care a bit too much about life? The first lesson from my little brothers would be to sometimes spend our day in pajama. Do what we truly like. Prioritize what is really important for us, no matter how others might see you, judge you, or evaluate you. And the fact that children do what they like and not what others would like them to do can teach us another important thing, which is to simply respect our natural limits, to slow down when we need to. Everyone carries a compass with them, indicating where to go in life, depending on their dreams, their needs, their obligations, and what they like. And I believe there is a major difference between an adult compass and a child one. Because children listen to their emotions, their compass is never going to lead them towards a place where they will be unhappy. If a child feels like playing, the compass is going to indicate a playground. It's as simple as that. And us adults, we think we have mastered the compass. If I get my degree, then a nice job, then I will be happy. But no. Today, 3 out of 5 employees of Generation Y have burnout symptoms. There are different definitions for burnout, but for me, it's simply a warning signal from our body to tell us that we haven't respected our natural limits for a long period of time. That in this storm of obligations, expectations, we simply forgot to listen to ourselves. And that's why children can teach us to slow down. With this, I'm not saying that we should stop doing something as soon as we are facing the first difficulties. I've seen my little brothers trying to climb a wall in the playground for hours, failing again and again, until they made it. But the reason why they did it is because they liked it, not because they were forced to do it. And this illustrates the last lesson, which is to work more with curiosity than with ambition. I'm not as curious as I used to be. When I was younger, I used to ask questions about everything, literally everything. And I have the chance to have my mom here with us today, and I'm sure she can confirm it. And I often recognize this curiosity in my little brothers. Last time, one of them asked me why the moon is round. I didn't know, and I still don't know, because there's plenty of things I stopped asking myself. But I became ambitious, focused on a precise goal, caring only about the results. Now I do what has to be done as quick as possible to fit my unrealistic schedule. But I lost my curiosity. And that's a shame, because curiosity is all about the journey, the moment-to-moment experience. With curiosity, motivations comes from insight and results from interest. On the other hand, ambition is fed with external expectations. The last lesson from my little brothers would be that although discipline and ambition are important, it will be only harmful to you if these two are not led by curiosity and interest. And to do this, to recover this curiosity and meaning behind actions, I started to make why lists. I started asking myself, why am I doing this? Why am I studying? If your answer to this question is because my parents want me to do it, then good luck for your bachelor. I think you'll need it. But my point is that once you have meaning behind actions, you allow yourself to be curious about it. And as soon as you're doing something that you like and you know why you're doing this, I think you become an unstoppable happy person. There is a last thing I would like to share with you. It's the fact that I love putting my little brothers in bed. Such an intimate and precious moment. I love it. But I'm not a great singer. That's why it's a bit difficult. What I love doing is rhyming, and that's why I wrote this. If today, in front of you, I share my words, it's because I'm scared for my little brothers and their innocent faces. I don't want them to grow up in a world where success no longer rhymes with happiness, but with sacrifices. I'm tired of meeting these internalized expectations. I just cannot sprint for the length of a marathon. And if today I'm promoting curiosity, where everyone talks about ambition, it's because I believe that life is a journey rather than a mission. But most adults cannot see it. This constant pressure turns them blind. We're obliged to spend most of our time stuck in our mind. But if you look at my little brother's eyes, you'll see hope in it. I see them living their life instead of planning it. And I'm telling them, stay the way you are. Growing up is not urgent. Adult life is no more than a playground of judgment. Adults carry their worries. Children carry a smile. Children run after their dreams, and we only run after time. My little brothers put me out of that race and wanted a compass. They make me want to throw away my phone and reset my compass. They showed me what is a life without any expectations around. They were the only ones telling me that it's okay to slow down. I'll get the applause, that's wonderful, but what's the meaning at the end? I don't want a life in which I'm happy only after 6 p.m. Thank you very much for your attention.
Bye-bye now.